Hi, in this video I'll share a system that I built for playing Google Dinosaur with your eyes. I'll first show the system and then explain the code. So we press C. Okay, then we move to Google Dino game, and then when I blink, as you can see, our character just jumps. So yeah, that's how you actually play with your eyes. And the only drawback is when you need to blink and when you don't want your dinosaur to jump, then you'll either hold your blink, which is not recommended, or you'll just jump, which is also not wanted since you don't want to jump there. But other than that, it's a pretty fun game to play with your eyes. So I'm doing really bad right now. Okay. I built this using Python. I used MediaPipe. Actually, I can show you the code now too. So let me close this and yeah, and let's see the code. Okay, so I used MediaPipe since it's extremely efficient to use in these cases. And they actually updated MediaPipe. Before you had a utility called solutions, but now you don't have solutions. So you need to import your model from Google, and then you need to assign that model whichever task you're doing. So in this case we are working on face, so I download face landmarker, and then so I also used OpenCV for capturing video from my camera. MediaPipe as explained to locate my eyes and stuff. I use PyAutoGI to click up arrow whenever I blink. OS for just, we can skip that, that's not important. This also we can skip this too. They are for me recording a video, as you can see here. Whatever, we initialize our detector using MediaPipe, and then we capture video from our camera. We get frame width, height. We can skip these. These aren't really important. Let's see how the most important part in this code is, I believe, the way we detect how we blink. Right there should be an algorithm behind, and my algorithm isn't that complicated. We look at upper lid, lower lid, inner corner, and outer corner of our eyes. MediaPipe does it for us, thankfully. And then we get eye height by subtracting upper lid and lower lid, and we get the eyelid by subtracting the inner corner and the outer corner. And then we have something called as eye aspect ratio, which is just eye height divided by eye width. And then we actually use this ratio to detect when we close our eyes, when we blink. As you saw in my as you saw just now, I had to press C to actually play the game, to actually make my machine work. And the reason is because when we press C, we get out of this wait for user loop, and then we take 30 consecutive images from our camera, and we use the average of those images to get the eye aspect ratio. And then no, we don't do that. We get eye aspect ratio for each single image, and then we take the average of the eye aspect ratio, and then we set the blink threshold to be the 0.4 multiplied by the eye aspect ratio. So basically you look at the camera, you press C, and that's your natural look, and that's your natural eye aspect ratio. And whenever your eye aspect ratio goes below 0.4, as if indicating you are blinking, then in our main loop, so if eye aspect ratio is less than blink threshold, eyes closed is true, and we press up using priority GI. And that's basically the whole functionality. It's not extremely complex, since we just needed to detect the eye closing. But in my future videos, what I want to do is I want to actually detect my hand movements. So I'll open my camera. If my hand goes right, then I'll first open actually a snake game from Google, and if my, for example, hand goes up, then the snake will move up. If my hand goes left, the snake will go left. This one. So if my hand goes up, this will go up. So I'm planning to make this in my later videos, so stay tuned. So that's all for this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment. I will be happy answering them, and have a great day.